Next with Chris from Lemoore, questions TNA. WWE announces today Moose versus Obafemi for the X Division title versus the NXT title. I didn't know this. Do you think WWE should keep TNA as a fourth brand or unify titles and rebrand TNA to a second NXT show?
I really feel NXT is out to get AEW because, bro, they brought Ricky Starks out. He had a contract signing. He was very good on the mic. He looked very confident. And then out of nowhere, Moose comes out against Obafemi, and it just looked really cool visually, because Moose can go. He's a really good wrestler.
He's a big guy,
shape, too. Big shape, former football player, played for the Patriots. You know what I'm saying? And Obafemi's a big too. So that's going to be a good match, But NXT, man, it's a really entertaining show.
Or another thing, too. Or could you just be like, let's say, for example, Konnan, me and you were at WWE now, we worked at NXT, okay? Right. Or do you just see it's like, you're looking at some of these characters on these other shows and saying, hey, I'd like to have this guy here, let me see what I can do. Which is what they're doing with Ricky Starks.
Right.
It's like the WWE is probably looking at some of these guys saying, hey, it'd probably be pretty cool for him versus him.
Yeah.
Like Moose, that. Oh, whoa. And you're just looking at the thing in your mind, how cool would it be to put Oba against Moose?
Right.
It's like, well, we can do that. All right, let's do it. So it's like it kind of helps. It creates interest.
Right, and you're always looking for more stars because now you got Saudi Arabia, and you got the whole world, and you got the United States, and you might go to Mexico, and you might do this, and you might do that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. But really, I wonder if these conversations were gestated in the booking meetings or even with like Nick Khan, like these upper levels.
Right.
Is like, what's the best way, okay, in your opinion, okay, if you don't want to spend a fortune on talent, okay, and I think I got a good analogy here, okay, is you don't know what you want, like, what you want to spend on your talent, okay, you know what talent's worth, you have a pretty good baseline. So now you got another company competing against you, and this guy is overpaying a lot of people, in your opinion. Because like you're valuing guys like you'd like to have them, but if Tony Khan is going to pay them that much more, it's like he's priced this out. He can have them, right? So what do you do now to do when this situation comes up, bro? I'm telling you this exact. You go and you do what colleges and universities are doing, bro. You start recruiting these people when they're in high school or like when they're in middle school,
right?
Like you start like what they're doing with the WWE ID. They're trying now to identify the people that like would be up for, free agent, like in the market. We're identifying them before they even become relevant and putting our stamp on them. So like, bro, they said it's really a brilliant way to compete against that. It's like, we're going to get, okay, like here's 15 guys. They may not be much yet, but we're going to put our stamp on them now. So they're not going to AEW. Like in the next 2 to 3 years, as they get better, we'll see where they go. We're putting our stamp on them now. Brilliant. How smart is that? If you think about it, very smart. So like, because this guy, if they become relevant, if they become popular, he's going to pay more to bring them to AEW than we want to pay. So let's just put our stamp on them now and put it right. Like, it's actually very smart, right? But bro, that's the way you would compete against a guy like that. It's like the only way you can compete against a guy like that is like you got to go deeper and younger, like before.
But here's the thing, bro. Just about everybody he gets, he doesn't know what to do with them. At least
you have that too because now people,
and now you got people coming back.
Now what you have, okay, instead of people like very young wrestlers just starting out, the year or two of the business, they're on the indies. Now instead of thinking like, God, I'd love to go to AEW because Tony. Now you're thinking like, dude, we could get in the WWE system before we're even nothing.
Right.
Like we get an idea. Now you have people on the indie circuit wanting to get ID'd by WWE. So it's like, that's very, very intelligent. If that's the conversation that they had, and this is what came out of it, this is brilliant. Like to compete against the guy that's overpaying guys. So. Or they're just one step. It's like it's crazy. They're that is the thing where they did have the 50-year head start.
Yeah,
it's just there's so many smart people there, and it's not It's just we're 50 years ahead. We have all the smartest people at the top of the food chain in the business working here. This is why we think of stuff like this.
Yeah, you might learn from that, but
right?
he doesn't.
It's like, that's all the 50-year head start means.
Right.
They've got the smarter guys working there. Like that's all. It's not like so. If you want to make some fantasy picks on your favorite sports, check out Underdog Fantasy. It's all the rage, where you can choose higher or lower between 2 to 8 players, and you can win up to 325 times your entry. Use the code K100 at the Underdog Fantasy website, on the app, or at our personalized link, and you can receive up to $1,000 in bonus cash as well as a free pick. Underdog Fantasy offers a unique approach to fantasy sports, and it's a simple pick-em style format. You can select players you believe will outperform expectations without the complexities of traditional daily fantasy sports. The user-friendly interface and growing community make it easy and fun to play, plus it's available in over 30 U.S. states. We will share our picks for you every week on K100 Sports. You can follow along or play against us. The user code K100 at UnderdogFantasy.com, on the app, or at the link included in the show notes, and receive up to $1,000 in bonus cash plus a free pick. UnderdogFantasy.com. It's an underdog thing. All right, here we go. You guys excited for the Patreon emails, by the way?
Always.
What were the suspensions at right now?
So you had Adge Growcut last week. You also had Hank Miller, and then Captain Canada for proclaiming himself a hockey expert. And then
you know what you need to do? You need to. Do you have a list of all the suspensions that we've done since the inception?
Like ever? No.
You don't? Because
No.
I would like to have a data and send it. If you can send the suspensions, send that data to somebody, and we can create a database of suspensions to identify habitual offenders for possible permanent expulsion.
Good luck getting that done.
Yeah.
Good luck getting that done.
No, I'm saying if you could outsource it to somebody that would get it done, that would be interesting.
He doesn't even do that, so good luck.
All right. Okay, so let's start with Adrian. Hi, guys. My question for all three of you. If Tony Khan was to say to you, okay, you have full control over Collision to write, book, and produce it. Which 3 people would you bring in to support you to make it a chance of being successful? For me, it'd be Joe Feeney, a published author, soon to be head writer for CZW. Jeff Lane wrote a book on and has produced Rocky Mountain Pro Wrestling with Russo. And Alex Abrahantes. Well, he has to do something to earn his paycheck, and that's from Adrian from the Heat nightclub in Melbourne, Australia. You're one of our favorite places, Konnan.
100%.
You know how old is Adrian, by the way?
I don't know.
Let's say for example, he's 26 years old.
Right.
Okay. Would the possibility be that he was conceived at the Heat nightclub by one of the professional wrestlers making whoopee with one of the girls at the Heat nightclub?
Huge possibility.
He says he's from the Heat nightclub in Melbourne, Australia.
Huge possibility.
Remember I told you what I used to do my very first promos for the Disco Inferno back in like independent wrestling shows? My shtick would be I was conceived in the DJ booth at Studio 54 in New York City.
That's great.
Like, that's a good backstory, right?
Yeah.
Okay. I would choose Konnan, Vince, and who else? Konnan, Vince, and Ed Ferrara. I think that'd be good. That's who I would choose. If I could choose 3 people to write those shows.
Who would you pick, Joe?
Besides this guy would pick you, Joe. By the way,
Raven. And really.
Joe, let me explain something to you. Okay, and this is the problem with Raven. Okay, is if Raven was part of the creative team. Okay, and I love Raven. He's very, very intelligent, right? But 50% of the meeting would be Raven talking about his angle. Okay,
So
Cody, do you agree with that?
Yeah.
Do you agree?
Pretty much.
And the rest would be about somebody else. So I got a good bourbon today. Elijah Craig drinking some.
Sweet.
Sipping a little bourbon day on my day off here.
Okay, who are the other 2, Joe?
Bruce Pritchard, and I would have said Kevin Sullivan, but can't say that.
So you wouldn't even choose Konnan?
Well, I don't know that Konnan would work for me. So.
Well, that's not the point. You said if you could choose like 3 guys, but you wouldn't even choose Konnan, your boss.
It's okay.
Who writes for AAA?
Bro, I don't
choose Konnan.
I would definitely pick you.
Okay.
I would definitely pick this guy that used to work with me in Mexico, who's a great booker called Moody Jackman.
Oh, remember Moody? Yeah, Moody.
Yeah,
remember Moody? Yeah.
Probably somebody like Jeremy Borash.
All right.
I thought Abyss was very underrated. I would bring in Abyss because he's also Jeremy's boy.
All right.
And just let me add a couple wild cards.
I would bring Dutch in. But you and Dutch have had history together. But
No, it has nothing to do with history. I think
but Dutch is absolutely a very good guy to have in that room. The only problem with the when it was me, Russo, Dutch, and Jeff, the only problem was Jeff. Okay, because the problem with Jeff was on the show, right? And he's like, he was like a top guy and everything. And Jeff wanted to always explain why the camera was in the shot, which was just so detrimental to everything me, Vince, and Dutch wanted. Like, we just wanted to shoot in, yeah.
Right.
It was so out there, and like we could not get him to budge on that. And Dutch would like say to me, "Don't worry about it, I'll work on it." And he couldn't get him to budge on it. So it's just like,
well, he finally got over it.
Yeah, right, exactly.
So, and I would have two little wild cards here because they're very good, underrated writers: Sanjay and Jimmy Jacobs.
Jimmy Jacobs, good. Yeah.
Yo, what's up? I just want to thank you guys for watching this clip. Don't forget to hit the like button, leave a comment, and subscribe. And join our YouTube membership for hours and hours of exclusive, unedited, uncensored content. And being a member will help you get involved in our upcoming live streams. Thank you for your support. Thank you for riding with us. I know you got a lot of other podcast choices, be it wrestling or other ones. And thank you for picking us. Boom.